Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Under the Lights Racing League Cup Series. This is your voice for the action tonight, INF, and tonight it is race number 7 of the Cup Series season here at the beautiful Homestead, Miami here for the Miami 67. It's glad to have you with us here tonight, folks, as we're set to bring you Cup Series action in just a few minutes, but we'll head up and get through the lineup very quickly before I get into explaining why I'm going into a test session here. I never usually do this, but we'll get through this lineup very quickly. Wow, LRS just made me a logo. That looks super cool. Shout out LRS on the logo. I can't really show it to you, but it is cool. Anyways, going into the lineup, speaking of LRS, we have an 18-car field here tonight. On the pole, that being LRS in his number 43. In second, the number 1 of Storm. Starting third, the number 3 of Irate Pluto. Starting fourth, the 24 of Mole. Starting fifth, the 44 of One Bad. Starting sixth, the 17th of Tomato. Starting seventh, the 42 of SP. Starting 8th, the 18 of Flash Jam. Starting 9th, the 48 of Hack. Starting 10th, the 6 of Ardeni. Starting 11th, the 31 of Loading. Starting 12th, the 99 of Sniper. Starting 13th, the 3 of Brad Ranger. Starting 14th is our Project 27 driver of the week, that being Chase Asher here. Chase, welcome to UTLR, and hope you have a fun time here tonight, my friend. Starting 15th is the 20 of King Loadbroke. Starting 16th, the 12 of Drake. Starting 17th, the 8 of Kenny. And rounding out the field in the newly full-time number 4 of Morton, or Hunter, as I call him, that being 18th. So, we're in a test session here at the Homestead Miami Oval. But, as you probably, if you're at least keeping up with us, you would know that we are racing on what is called the Homestead Roval tonight. INF, what is the Homestead Roval? Well, it's a very interesting combination of track that we do here that's unique for us. I'm just taking you on a little detour lap of what it will be. Not this next lap, but I'll just give you a little backstory. Because on the opening laps of each green flag, like if, let's say, there's a caution and there's a restart, we always do one lap around the oval to start, just so that we can get the field spread out. So just a little bit backstory about a season or maybe a little longer ago. SP came up with this idea. He likes to clamor on about it, how this is his baby. And so yeah, we incorporated some parts of the track that we felt, or they felt, would make good for some road course action here at the Homestead Oval. And with that, the Homestead Roval was born. Obviously, we had the Truck Series race here a few weeks ago, and we had a Cup and Truck race here last season after I finished second in both of those. Anyways, so here we go. This is for you viewers to know what is the Homestead Roval. So instead of going to Oval Turn 1 and 2, we actually head down into the pit exit right here, and we take this all the way around, coming from down on the track all the way to the apron. And you got to keep it all the way through here, merge back up on the track, and this is probably going to be the crucial points on this track where you can make or break on speed. You got a downshift going into here, and you cut down onto this portion, very fast, very heavy braking zone. Then you come into this tight left-hander, easy to get oversteer, one of the most technical portions. Got to nail this left-right chicane and get back onto the track, up through the gears. Be careful of just not sliding the rears through there. Very potent on a lot of parts of this track to make a mistake, but yeah, that would be a lap around the Homestead Roval. Obviously, this is what I'm doing, just an example. What you can expect to see is a lot of people overshooting supposedly turn 1 into the grass. You'll see that a lot. Not really much use for 5th gear here in this race. I don't think you'll be touching that really that often. As like going into here, you're going to be just sending that in deep through the corners. Title of this race is the Miami 67. I believe that's what I remember it to be. That it's that way because there's not exactly a good way of determining the mileage on this kind of course. So you kind of just have to eyeball it and just go with the lap number instead. So 67 lap race around here. Stages on, black flags are on, with manual cautions that will be called from the administration team down on the track. Last season, we saw Mole get it done here. But as we've come here now, this will be our fourth visit to the Homestead Roval. LRS has won 3 of the races here, and he's now on pole for this year's race in the Cup Series. So very heavy favorite going into this race. And Storm, who actually qualified second, this is one of his best road course qualifyings ever, to my knowledge. So it's a big job for that one team in the 9. A bunch of road course ringers you would have expected to be from, like SP and Mole. Starting a little further back, SP being most notable in 7th. Mole only back and forth, but still, he's usually very good in qualifying. Would have expected maybe to be a little higher, but nonetheless, a very special night here. We love coming to the Homestead Roval. It's a lot of fun for the drivers. It's unique in that it's challenging. You don't really run this in any other way. So of all the tracks that we, outside of like any maybe other road course or like let's say a dirt track pops up here, other than that, this is probably the track you have to have the most practice for. Just because we don't run it that much, so when you do, it's important to get track time just so that you can improve in speed. But it does look like they were all pretty close in qualifying. If I can go back and check this list, yeah, they're all pretty close in the top in qualifying. Top 11 were all separated by just under a second, from first to last 18th being about 3 seconds, but top 11 very very close on speed. It's very easy to make up a lot of time here as well because, well, there's so much room for mistakes. You can overshoot going down the back straightaway into the infield, or you can overshoot turn 1. I mean, there's a lot of places to really mess up here. It's also unique in the fact that it's very difficult to pass. I mean, you can pass in turn 1. It's possible to go side by side through turn 1 and 2, but it's very risky. Very reliant on people making mistakes, maybe touching the grass, and obviously when you touch the grass in like a next gen car, you slow way down, so it ruins a lot of your momentum. And then the other half of the track, which is like the actual Roval, so when they in real life when they actually run the Roval, they do use that part. There's a very good option for through the chicane, trying to get it off exit. And going into the 90-degree left-hander, there's a very great corner to overtake in. All around, very tight track, so not a lot of room for mistake, and it's going to be a very entertaining race, to say the very least. I'm trying to go through because I've been sent the news from their lovely news team, and I wasn't able to show it last week, but. This is for our 6th season, week 7 news, as reported to us by our wonderful news crew. That you can find their videos on the socials. So for the Truck Series preview, obviously that would have been last week, but we did not race last week. We were having off week, and we head into next week, which next week the trucks do return for the Charlotte Motor Speedway, but it's at the Charlotte Roval, so another week of Roval action. Last year's Roval race had a great battles throughout the race and saw a crazy photo finish between SP and LRS. SP taking the win over LRS in that scenario. This season, LRS has claimed 3 wins in 4 races and is the guy to be in the trucks. However, heading into the weekend, road course aces such as myself and SP and another bunch of mixed drivers will be in the field, and LRS is definitely under a lot of strain to maybe be able to hold on to that winning streak that he has gathered. Obviously, one of the championship favorites so far early on into that Truck Series season. And as now we roll into the Xfinity Series. Xfinity Series is starting. Xfinity will be on tomorrow, and they will be at Kansas. Last week we saw our second winner of the season at the Texas Motor Speedway, with Edge starting on the pole and finishing where he started after a great battle with SP. This week we head to Kansas Speedway for the Xfinity Series. Texas being similar to Kansas, some drivers that will stand out being Flash Champs LRS Clater and Deport Eddie, who was a runner-up last week in SP. One of those definitely. All those are definitely favorites to potentially get the win at Kansas. Very interesting track. I might be in the field for that. We'll see. Um, I did put down a qualifying lap. And then as we head into Miami, the Cup Series is heading to Miami for the second annual Homestead Roval. Last season, SP and Storm worked together to make this track possible. Now it's a staple of the league, as racing was incredible last season. This year, with the new Cup cars, they're a lot different. It'll be hard to see who will come out on top. We will see last year's inaugural winner, Mole, make it back to back, or will we see a new winner at the Roval? Going into this race, for the racing odds, LRS is going in at a plus 200 favorite, with Mole being in second, plus 300, and SP being a plus 350, with long shots being Crypto Sniper at a plus 4,400, some wild guy being plus 480, 4,800. I keep trying and it doesn't work, so I'll just say thousands. And Ardeni being at a plus 10,000 long shot to win the race. So thank you to SP and Storm for all that. I wasn't able to get it through last week, and I tried to get it through at least. I tried to get it out there just so that their hard work does not go unnoticed, because they do a lot for us. So they should be setting up the qualifying lobby soon, or not the qualifying lobby, the race lobby soon. So that'll be there in about a second. So let's get into some just regular old killing the time kind of stuff. How was my week? Well, I've had a lot of work so far. Obviously, we're halfway through the week. It's Wednesday. We're halfway there. Almost a Friday. We can make it through. Well, been a lot of tests going on. Yeah, there's just really been about it. There's been some interesting stuff going on with NASCAR. Dawson Cram got a ride full-time in Xfinity Series. That's cool. Thad Moffitt is apparently teasing something crazy. I don't know what it's going to be, but he's doing something. Was there anything else that I've supposedly missed that happened in the NASCAR world? I guess there have a bit of spotter changes. Josh Williams, Ryan Blaney's spotter, is heading over to, I believe, Zane Smith. Eddie DeHaan, I think that's a pretty big moment, was that Eddie DeHaan, spotter for Chase Elliott. He is leaving the 9 team after a long career with that group. Obviously, the off-season testings also happened. I don't think they did test apparently a new splitter and potentially a new. Oh man, I forgot what it's called. Diffuser. That's what it was. They tested 2 new versions of those. So, feedback's been mostly positive about that. Drivers seem to like it. NASCAR awards happened on Sunday. We love Kurt Busch, and that's really about it for the NASCAR world. Apparently there's going to be Formula 1 Fortnite skins. I might be getting that. I'm not sure. I'm not too big of a fan. Well, no, I'm a fan of Formula 1. It's just the skins I've seen, they're not like too crazy. Even if they're like 800, I might pick them up. We got our Christmas tree. That's cool. We always usually wait till December, at least the beginning of December, to get them. So it's up. It's pretty. It's got the flashy light bulbs and the beautiful Christmas ornaments that we treasure so dearly to our hearts, and I love it. Do you guys get your Christmas trees like in November? Do you guys wait for December? And then, what would be your favorite Christmas ornament? This is more or less just trying to kill time. Just get you thinking. What is your favorite Christmas ornament that you have? Could be something sentimental to your family. Could be like something that belonged to like your ancestors. Could be something that you made by hand when you were like 10. Could be anything. But my favorite, I have a pretty big Lightning McQueen ornament, and it's kind of like of him when he's jumping up in the air in Cars 1. And that's usually always been my favorite because I love the movie Cars. So, Um, yeah. Um, hmm. Oh, they're making a new movie. They're making a well, same the same people that made Rush, at least the same studio that made Rush, is making kind of like a Ford versus Ferrari kind of thing. They're gonna like continue on with that trope, and I personally love it. I love I loved Ford versus Ferrari. That's probably other than like I'd say Cars, and I know Cars like not really a kids movie. Thank you LRS for the lobby invite, but it's like it's my favorite movie, racing movie or whatever. But if we're talking a real race movie, then I think Ford versus Ferrari is definitely the best because it's just the most true story. Anyways, it's about Audi versus Lancia, and their Audi or sorry, their rally racing wars of like the 80s and Group B racing. So that'll be super cool to see. And they're painting as like Italy versus Germany. So I'll hopefully be able to see. I want to see it. I think it'd be fantastic, and I hope you all can see it too. Because if you're into that, of course. I don't think you really have to be like I'm not a huge fan of endurance racing. I like endurance racing, but I don't really tune into a lot of them, mostly because I can't really find the time to. But endurance racing is awesome. So when I watched Ford versus Ferrari, I wasn't aware of the story, and I was learning the story as it went on. So it was like really cool to see that. I don't know much about like the rally world, but I do know like manufacturers that are good. But it'll be interesting to see what kind of story they tell with this, because I'm oblivious to that. Anyway, they won't be going here. They'll be getting themselves reformed, and we'll take you through I guess the cars, I guess. So there's the 24 of... Actually, we did this from this camera last time. We'll just do it from this. Here's the 24 of Mole, the 17 of Tomato, the 43 of LRS, the 1 of Storm, the 4 of Hunter, the 31 of Loading, the 99 of Crimson Sniper, the 42 of SP, the 20 of Loadbroke, the 8 of Kenny, the 3 of Brad Ranger, the 9 of Irate Pluto, the 18 of Flash Champs, the 6 of Ardeni, the 48 of Hack, the 44 of One Bad, the 27 or Project 27 of Chase Asher. Welcome to UTLR, my friend. Number 12 of Drake, and that is your field for today's race. So as I mentioned, they will go around the oval for one lap, and then they will go onto the Roval. This actually reminds me, I need to get their stream set up. You do want to go watch the live, well, I guess not the live version, but the onboard of this. My always go-to is UTLR_Storm. Obviously, he's going to be able to provide a great point of view for this week. He is on the pole, or he's at least co-pole sitter here. Regardless, as they go to the line here, we'll get racing going here. And was going to be a 19-lap stage. As here we go, LRS leading the field to green. The green flag is dropping. We are underway here from the Homestead Roval. A reminder, again, they will go through the oval here for the first lap as to separate themselves out. And I think Brad Ranger kind of forgot that they were doing that. So he just went all the way through to the back. But it's okay if you lose ground on this opening lap, because you will be able to gain it all back. And obviously it's very good to be able to space yourselves out going into the first lap of the road course, because it's going to get very congested here. And we will go on board here of LRS, who has a prime view here going into one. As here we go, we are now using the road course now. You'll see them all go diving down here as LRS has kind of missed the corner. He's off into the grass, half sideways. Everyone's overshot it. People are hitting each other. One Bad's gone through the grass and cut through everyone. He's had to pass through the 1 of Storm, as now 43 of LRS continues to pull out ahead. SP has jumped all the way to second as here we go down into the other part of the track. Cuts down, beautiful usage of the curbs, touching the grass a little bit, using all of the racetrack, trying to make sure he doesn't half spin it. And then the car gets really tight here. He's got to be really careful on the throttle, especially re-entering. That goes all the way out wide. We know that that's probably the best way to go through it, as LRS takes you around a lap of the road course. You can already see there's collisions going around in the back. I don't think that was the 4 of Hunter. I think that was someone else. Nonetheless, they continue on. As you can see, this is going to be a really interesting part of this race where they are all so fast going into turn 1. No one really has a set braking zone because there's not much to really mark it off of, so you kind of got to go off of feel. So you see everyone all side by side, and also through here is not really a good braking zone. That's a good example of what is a corner, or considered a corner cut. Mole gone through the 1 and the 18 and the 17 all in that sequence. He's gone through the Project 27 car of Chase Asher, has moved multiple positions forward. And you can see elsewhere, you see the 48 of Hack all over the back bumper of Brad Ranger. As we have a spin, it's the 20 of Load Broke, the 9 of Irate Pluto involved through there. And so far, we kind of have a 4-car breakaway right there. You have a pack of 4 right there. We'll kind of tune back into this. And we'll get up to the 24 in a second. You can see he's trying to make work of the 44. Oh, I think he already is. Well, he's already close, none wiser. And see the 24 almost to the back bumper here. As long as you have the 2 right side tires on the curb, I think it's okay. You can have 2 tires in the grass. It's just I think you have to have 2 tires on the curb. I'm not exactly sure on the ruling. Anyways, you can see the 27 has a big run here coming off the final corner. He's going to send it down into turn 1. The 18 uses a bit of the grass on entry. You can do that. You can go a little bit wider. That's the only place you really want to hit the grass. Otherwise, it'll not be that much fun. This has gotten really spread out here. Oh, and you see the 24 of Molly's overcooked the corner. He's going to have to... He's going to make up a bunch of time there as One Bad's gone pretty wide. But nonetheless, this has been a really good start for the 44 of One Bad, you know. We haven't really seen him up in the front too much so far this season. He was our Clash winner on fuel mileage. But he, you know, he's shown some good speed here and there, but just doesn't really have the results to really show for it. So honestly, it's been a solid start for that 44. Don't really think of him as a road course kind of guy, though, so... Or at least I don't think of him as one, so maybe he's proving me wrong. I'm not sure. Anyways, oh, the 44 pinching the 24 down in the 24. He's going to hit the inside wall, I think. Honestly, it didn't look like he hit the inside wall to me. No damage on the 24. I think they did turn damage off for this race, just because honestly, I don't know. I'm just a little confused. That might have actually been considered a corner cut, like in the game. I have no idea. That's really weird. So now the 24 is back here with the 4 of Hunter and the rest of the pack. Wow, this is actually a massive pack back here. Oh my goodness. Anyways, so up there is the 43 and the 42 here of SP and LRS. Legacy Motor Club teammates. Usually, they're basically known as the road course guys. You know, they work together very well. They're good friends, and one thing they do really well together is road courses. And SP, well, no, he's finished second in about 5. He's said to me earlier that he's finished like second in 5 league races this weekend. 2 of them were to me, but he's really sick and tired of finishing in second place, and he wants to get a win just to kind of knock that edge off, just so that he can prove himself. But you can see these 2 know what they're doing. They are a whole straightaway ahead of second place, third place of One Bad, and yeah, and they are definitely the ones that you want to be taking notes from. You see Brad Ranger getting passed around the outside by the 9, the 99. Hack trying to go down the inside, could have made the move there, just didn't quite have the room. And you can see they're all kind of overshooting it. I think what's separating the 42 and the 43 from the rest is that they're really abusing the entry point. And granted, I'm not exactly sure what the corner cutting rule is for that corner. It's hard to define what track limits are at this place. Oh my goodness, what is happening back there? Oh, the 44's caught the grass, half spun it, saved it. And he's going to just fall back a few positions. As now let's put the Project 27 driver, Chase Asher, up into third place, and that 27 car has moved quite well through the field. Also, those cones, by the way, it should be noted, those cones right there, those are hard as a rock. You do not want to hit them, otherwise you will die. Yeah, that 27's kind of closing that gap a little bit. He's he started pretty far back. He started around like the 15th place position. So he's definitely made up a bunch of ground. Oh, and you can see Storm, he's gotten a little wide. And I'm seeing, this is the second time this has happened during the race. It happened on Storm Stream where you can see it, but people are starting to catch the grass in turn 2, and it's half spinning them, and then when they go to correct it, it launches them back up onto the racetrack. And that's the same thing that happened with the 44, and the same thing that's now happened with the 1 car. As for a lap count, as they cross the line here, it's lap 12 of the race. So we are now heading into the final 8 laps. I do not believe pit stops are going to be necessary for this stage. I don't really think they're going to be necessary for the under green flag conditions. Granted, because the track is so, well, we're not on the oval, so that it's using like the oval fuel load. But it just gives you extra fuel for what you probably need. Doesn't give you like an accurate amount. So you could probably go longer in a fuel run. LRS and SP are already closing in on the 12 of Drake, looking to get their first car a lap down. But you can see they dive so far well. You can see through the grass. Just allows you to have a better entry. Just a little wider entry point so you can kind of arc it down here. Almost all the way through the throttle. LRS getting a little loose off the corner. And excuse me, that is lap 13. So, well, I guess they are... No, this is lap 13, so they're coming... Well, they have 7 laps to go now. They're coming to 6. Laps do tick by pretty quickly. This is one of the shortest road courses we have. Well, no, correction. This is the shortest road course we have on the season, with an average lap time, at least by the leaders, of being around 41 to 40-ish seconds. And you see LRS have a really poor exit off of the corner. And, oh, you're joking! If you didn't just see that, the 43 of LRS is just lagged out of the race. Are you kidding me? That was the dominant car of the week. He was the favorite, too. Oh, man, that is unfortunate. Unfortunately, it's going to be another what could have been here for the 43 of LRS in the Cup race here. Well, this is kind of just given one hand on the trophy for the 42. Well, not... It's a little early to say that in stage 1, but you be the guest. I mean, that orange car in the back is second place. And actually, granted, he has put a lot of time on that first place car now, the 42, as we hit 15, or lap 15. Just about 5 laps to go remaining in the stage. It'll be interesting to see what this 27 car can do now when he has, no people to get through. But man, that is unfortunate for the 43. He's got to be heartbroken. SP is closing in on lapping Ardeni and Loadbroke. And I think they're like slowing down either just because their car is really tight or because they're adhering to a penalty. I'm not exactly sure. And see a lot of the grass where everyone's cutting the grass too. There's Ardeni getting off in the grass, slowing them down. There's Hack. Here's One Bad, who actually have no idea where he is right now. There's Loading getting all sorts of loose into the grass. Hopefully he doesn't go back in front of the one of Storm. Get in his way. Moles had to drive himself back up to through the field, and he's done a fairly good job of that. So there you see, Drake getting all sorts of out of shape in the racing line of the 27. Got out of the way, thankfully, but a little bit of slow time right there. We have just 3 laps to go there at the line here. We'll try and stick on board the 42. The rest of the way, try and look back. You see, there's the orange car. That's the gap from first to second. And SP kind of slowed down a little bit. Well, it's either he slowed down or that 27 is just a rocket. And he just hasn't gotten the proper widths to show it. See, even the leaders have an issue overshooting that corner. As he heads through the chicane. Ardeni, they're trying to keep it onto the apron, and I think that's kind of their big thing, is they don't think getting up onto the banking is faster for them. But the thing is it is. You would think you don't want to get up on the apron or up onto the banking because it upsets the balance of the car. But that's actually the better way around, just because it takes so much longer to stay on the apron where it's more flat. And because there's no banking and you're going so slow already at that kind of speeds, the car just doesn't really want to turn. It's just too tight of a radius for them. So you really want to just use up all the runoff there on the banking. You'll see SP do this, go all the way up there. And well, at least in this game, the balance is actually fine, so it gives you a good runoff here as SP's coming to see the green and white flag. Last lap here in stage number 1. And I mean, with LRS gone, it's been a pretty, safe to say, a dominant stage for SP. He was running second for most of the time, pretty uncontested, but he's definitely picked up the scraps and has led with pretty dominant ease, as he's maybe going to have the chance to lap the 20 here. This is also going to be a good chance because I think they're going to be able to stay out. A lot of people are going to stay out here under caution. But nonetheless, as he's coming through the final chicane, it's been a dominant stage 1 here for the 42. As he's coming off the final corner, he sees the checkered flag, and it'll be the 42 of SP winning stage number 1 here at the Homestead Roval. Now we have to head back as well. I guess there's the Project 27 car. That car finished is second. I believe, no, that is Storm going to be finishing third. So I think that's Mole fourth. Mole does rebound nicely to get fourth. One bad fifth. Try and get everyone else once they actually show it. That's 19 laps down in the books. In the books. So that is Flash Champ 6th, Tomato 7th, Kenny 8th, Crimson Sniper 9th, and Brad Ranger rounds out the top 10 for points. Scores. Storm, Tomato, Brad Ranger, and looks like everyone is going to be making their pit stops under caution. I didn't get a chance to see how many people have been put a lap down, but looks like Tomato, Sniper kind of reluctant to pit. Crimson Sniper not being the only one that has not registered to pit. Obviously making some adjustments. And it looks like the 99 is actually going to stay out here. Interesting call. See how that works there, but the 99 is going to be your leading car here as we enter into the restart zone. The green flag, oh, I guess he must have missed his pit stop. Well, anyways, we're back underway here from the Homestead Roval, and we head into the oval portion just for this lap, just so that we can get it all spread out. And the big sight is going to be on the number 27, seeing what can he do now that he has an open, well, he's just got to get through the 42. It's been a bad run off turn 2 for the 42. Down to the inside goes the 27. It's going to drive it in deep. SP washing up the track a little bit. He's got to push from the 1. It's going to be a good run off there for the 27. They'll be more or less side by side as they enter down the front straightaway. Now into the road course section. Here we go down into turn number 1. The 27 enters high. 44's missed the corner, and it looks like a few others, the 8 and the 4, might have missed it. As the 27 has switched back the 42, they're side by side for the race lead down the back straightaway. Maybe a little bit of contact back through the corners. Now they head into the, I actually don't know what to call this turn, but Storm sent it down the inside of the 42 of SP. Still going to try and run him out of room, but he's going to be able to keep it. Through the chicanes they go. I have no idea what the, oh, I guess he just got a, okay, well, I guess you can get a corner cutting penalties. That's kind of explained it, as he's just rejoined right in front of the 4 and completely killed Hunter. That's, well, that's kind of shooting himself in the foot. As meanwhile, Storm just runs SP completely off into the grass, but he can't really get back into it. Now he does. He goes down his inside. He takes the lead there. Little bit of some dirty tactics there from the number 1 car of Storm. Now he takes the lead, enters down in, I guess I'll just call it the kink. Big cut there from the 42 of SP. So we just learned there from the 27 that you can actually get a corner cutting penalty, at least in the chicane if you cut it too much, so that's a little crazy. I did not know that, actually. Nonetheless, the 1 car of Storm is out front here, leading laps for the first time. 14 laps left in stage number 2. They will not have to pit as you see Storm overshoot turn number 1. It allows SP to just drive right on through and take back the race lead. I guess if you're Storm, you definitely want to be leading this. It just helps with more defense because once you're out front, it's more easier to defend. But you see the 42 of SP is still just able to get through that corner so much more. He's able to abuse it so much more, but comes in with a lot more speed as the one is to the back bumper. The 42 gave him a little shot there through the chicane. It might have actually helped him out a little bit. He's now down the front straightaway. They go. SP kind of breaks away a little bit. A good runoff there. I think that's someone exiting off of pit road. I think that's the 4 of Hunter. And I believe it is. One of the things about pitting that's a little interesting is if you do have to pit under green, you still have to come out on the racing surface because that is pit lane, technically. So definitely very going to be interesting when that arises. This is the one of Storm has completely overshot the corner. The 31 of Loading has demonstrated the cones are made of solid steel, so you definitely do not want to hit them. Mole's actually shown up to have quite a fast race car. I guess the 31 of Loading was ghosted. That was about to be really bad. And what Kenny's doing right here is pretty much exactly what you want to do. That's probably a prime example of how you want to take it. Enter high through the grass, just high arc it, keep it right in the middle of the track, and just try and keep it off of the grass at all costs. Because, well, you don't want to do that. To Brad Ranger we go. See through the chicane, you see Flash Champs using a bit more grass on entry. I guess a sooner entry using more grass before you actually get to the corner actually allows for you to have a better, more speed going through. You're able to carry it more, and it angles your car a little better. You see, this battle for the lead is kind of tightened up a bit since what it was last stage. When you see the one of Storm got really loose off that corner there, and that's going to allow for a big opening there from the 24. Storm's going to try and keep his nose in there, but Mole just is not having any of it. Mole back up into second place. Last season's winner here, trying to make it back-to-back. He's going to have to go up and catch the 42 there, as now we've hit 10 laps to go remaining here in stage number 2. And the laps do tick by fairly quickly. Like, I think this is a 25% race, I think. So, I don't know if it's like a 50 or if it's 25. Point being, the laps do tick by fairly quickly, so this is going to be a fairly quick race. You see a big send there through the corner from the 24. This kind of gives you a good angle there through, gives you a good angle through the chicane, so it'd be a good camera view to have. You see, the one kind of cuts off a little bit, but you see, this is like on board the 17, and then like it cuts down to the straightaway. Oh man, that would be a good view for it. Because I think we've seen the 31 of Loading. He is now retired from the race. The cones were just too much for him. I really am in love with this. You see how they are all sideways entering through the corner. I guess that gives you that camera angle too, and that's not even that bad either. Oh, you can see the 24 of Mole's really loose there. He's closed the gap tremendously. Our top 5 as we run SP, Mole, Storm, One Bad, and now Chase Asher there, who's back into the top 5 as we hit 8 laps to go in the stage. Oh, look, can Kenny actually make this work? This might be a textbook overtake here if he could get it done. I think, well, he couldn't get it done, but it's definitely like the mindset where you enter high. If you're side by side, you want to enter high because they're going to have to drive it on the bottom a lot harder, and they're not going to have the preferred line, so they'll overshoot it, and then you can cross them over. Same thing kind of like this, where you see the 9 overshot the corner. The 8 just went right underneath there, has the preferred line, runs them wide, And now he's going to have full control there as he enters through the chicane. Job well done from the number 8 car. As I think I just saw the 48 spin out. I don't think I did. Drake getting into the back bumper of the 99. And Hunter, who is a lap down, he's suffering. Okay, damage is definitely on, but he's struggling through with the damage he has. There's the 44 of One Bad, who's going to go ahead and take over third place there. Big move down to the inside, using all of the track length given to him. He's now through the chicane. He goes, sends it in a little deep though. Storm's going to have a much better chicane, go right down the inside. He'll be side by side there for third. You see the 27 of Chase. He's gone a little wide, almost up into the wall actually. And there you go into turn number 1. You'll see the 44 potential to do it, and that is how it's done, folks. Well, I mean, I don't think it's job well done just yet, but he is going to run him out of room, so that's definitely going to make it job well done. But you see right there, had the better line there, crossed him wide open, and just got it done. It's a nice move there from the 44. Continues to surge onto the front in what has been a great day for him. And the 27 car of Chase Asher, he's had an interesting day. He is fast. He has one of the fastest cars in the field, I think. Maybe probably the second fastest, or third if I had to say. But, you know, he just keeps getting into these shenanigans. Speaking of shenanigans, I just caught out of the corner of my eye the 42 of SP catch himself in some shenanigans. He has caught the grass. Not very good for the 42 car, as now their gap over third place has expanded to quite a hefty sum. And when I said Chase Asher was the third fastest car in the track, these are the two people I'm implying are faster. You can see the 24 just able to use so much more curve. He turned in earlier, just allowed for the car to kind of roll through, and that's kind of textbook of how you want to take this, as now we have just hit 4 laps to go remaining. And what Mole does is very interesting because he doesn't use the grass that much. He actually enters in a lot lower, so he's on the asphalt a bunch more, so it doesn't necessarily slow him down a bit. See, SP was off in the grass a little bit off of corner exit. Down the back straightaway into turn 3 they go. I guess this is turn 3, and SP, huge. Oh my goodness, there is no way that he could have gotten away with that. Wide into the grass. He went. I've heard of track extending before, but man, yeah, I just got nothing for that. He went so wide there, kept it in the throttle, managed to keep it going there as we hit 3 laps to go remaining in the stage. And they're closing in on the 4 of Hunter. This will put him a second or maybe third lap down. I'm not sure, but Hunter very honorable, lets him go. As now we're at 2.5 laps to go. This is turn 3. Actually, let me count. So this is turn 3, and that would mean this is turn 4, 5, and okay. So there's 6 turns on this track. Okay. Nonetheless, we're coming to 2 laps to go here in stage 2, and the top 2 are right on each other's bumpers, man. This is going to be a close finish here for the stage win. We'll try to get another stage win and have a stage win in every race so far this season, I believe. Well, actually, I don't think that's true. Maybe like 5 of the 7 he probably has stage wins. Well, this being the 7th, he'll probably, if he gets it, there'll be 5 of the 7 right now. I think he has like 4 of the 7. Anyways, 2.5 laps to go. Down the back straightaway, Mole's going to have to close the distance here. SP has been prone to making some mistakes in this area, and there you see it. Goes wide right there. Mole's going to have the lane side by side through the chicane. SP has to cut it to give him the room. It might allow him to have a better runoff, but here we go. Mole to the point here as they see the green and white flag. Last lap here in stage number 2. CSP's going to have a big drive off into the corner. He sends it in deep. Mole's driven it off a little bit off the racing line. It's allowed SP to close the gap. He's a little bit on the grass. Exits high. As now down the back straightaway they go into 3. The 42 right on his back bumper there. You see the Mole using a bunch of the curb as there they go into turn 4, and now they enter 5 and 6, the final chicane. What can SP do? Can't quite get there. He's coming off of the final corner. It'll be the 24 of Mole winning stage number 2. And believe that is going to be Storm coming off of turn number 6. He will finish 3rd. And then there's Chase Asher for 4th, and Flash Champs for 5th. Not exactly sure what happened with Wombat there, but he's apparently lost out on the top 5 stage points opportunity there. This is going to be somewhere around like a 41, 42-ish lap finale. As now I'm seeing it's actually... Oh, wow, there's going to be 28 laps. Okay, this is actually a lot shorter. They're going to be barely, probably give or take 6-ish laps good on fuel. They'll be fine to the end. So you won't be seeing a pit stop necessary. 14th on back, 14th being Crimson Sniper is a lap down. Top 10 really quickly. Brad Ranger 6th, Kenny 7th, One Bad fell to 8th, Hack 9th, and Irate Pluto gets 10th. Those being your stage points for stage 2. So pitting now puts you good to the end. We have not seen a caution yet today. I don't think we had a caution yet in one of the races. It's kind of like, it's weird on road courses because we're also spread out. Anyways, here we go. As Mo leads us to green, we're racing to the checkers here at the Homestead Roval. As now they will go, well, for now, at least on the oval for the first lap. Kind of spread themselves out and, oh, that was weird. A little bit of lag there. You see the 27 is able to make up a lot of ground here on these opening laps. He's very fast. And you see Storm is actually going to go down to the inside of the 24. 24 has, I believe, the preferred lane there up on the outside. He'll have a huge run going into turn number 1 here, as after they cross the line here, they will now be using the road course. And here we go, now into turn number 1. Storm drove it in deep. Mole broke very early. He gets a huge tap from the 42, and that's actually going to put him back up in the lead as the 24 cuts the nose off of the 1. That SP just basically pushed him into the race lead. That gave him probably a bunch of rear end and a bunch of front end damage for the 2 cars there. And that's definitely not what you want, especially around a track like this. You do not want that kind of damage. And there you see the 42 who's gotten all the way off into the grass. He hits the 27. And there's actually the 17's also lagged out. The 8's gone wide. You see the 1 is bulldozing the 44 through the corners. SP has fallen back tremendously. And now this has allowed Flash Champs to move up into second place. Where has he been all day? Haven't been able to see him. Chase Asher has now moved up into second place. Well, now actually for the time being, he had a better run off the corner. But you have to imagine the 42 has a bit of front end damage, so it's going to be a little bit tough for him to manage throughout the rest of this race with that, because well, he's not going to be able to make a pit stop. I mean, this is chaotic. You see the 1 of Mole is making a ton of moves, and there are 3 wide into turn number 3. One Bad was able to make it work. Brad Ranger got loose. He hits the 1 of Storm through the grass and now into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 place. Had to do like just count right there. When in doubt, you know, I just came up with this on the spot. You ready? When in doubt, count it out. Boom. And I just counted. That's probably the 5th car Storm's hit on this restart. And okay, they're just going slow. I'm like, is there a caution? Because Kenny just had the run of his lifetime. They're gonna go 3 wide again here into turn number 3, and Kenny's gonna send it in deep around the outside. He's missed the corner. Storm is gonna go over and take the positions from the both of them. SP's run wide. One Bad gets into the back bumper of Storm. Continues to get into the back bumper of Storm. This is a whole like train right here of cars that are just nose to tail. Can't find any sort of leg room, and Storm's just kind of holding them all up right there. And right now you see Flash Champs. Oh, I think SP just got into the back bumper of him. I can't find him. There's Irate Pluto, and Storm's off in the grass. I think One Bad's had about enough of his shenanigans. Flash Champs is trying to get around the shenaniganizer of the 42 of SP. I was about to say of the 42. What is happening back here? Oh my goodness. Storm continues to lose spots as Kenny's going to shove his teammate, well, he's Crimson Sniper, into his teammate. Everything is like kicking off here in stage 3. The aggression's been amped up to 100, and people are now on the fall. Storm is now falling all the way back. I think he has to have some kind of damage there, or he's just not able to fire off well. Crimson Sniper, I don't know where he's been, but he's about to launch himself up into like the top 5 in one of his best efforts so far this season, maybe of his entire career. Say Kenny as well, who both of these drivers who kind of been towards the back, potentially fighting here for a top 5 finish. I mean, this has been a fantastic race for them so far, and definitely a much needed one too. I mean, because they have the 1, 2, 3. This is 4th place, actually. So I guess that would mean, well, the one bad's 5th, but they can probably catch him. Oh man, I've built up. Been talking a lot, man. Got a lot of spit, man. It's gross, and I don't like it. See how wide Crimson Sniper was taken into the corner. You see Irate Pluto's kind of missed that corner, and that's pivoted him up into 6th. Irate Pluto! Oh my goodness, what a save. Almost hit the one of Storm. And man, he had to save that car like 5 times there in the grass. My goodness, what a save. There's another guy off through the grass. SP, Flash Imps just can't seem to really get away from one another. And I think this has got to be really annoying for the 42. You had probably the car all day. Unfortunately, it's just like he hit the 24, and now he's probably got front end damage, not driving the car he wants, trying to get back into the rhythm he can. But, you know, once you get out of sync at a track kind of like a road course, it's really hard to get back into it, because once you fail one corner, then you miss the other, and then it's like a whole chain. Like right here, you miss the corner there, bad entry to the corner, overshoots the corner, and then you have to have a horrible entry into the chicane. The 18 is going to be right on his back bumper here, out of the corner, and now you got to worry about defending into turn 1. It's like, I think I just talked everything through SP just did right there. At least on this half of the track, you don't really have to worry unless you're... Wow, that is probably the latest I think we've seen anyone turn in there, but... No, I mean, that's not a bad thing. It's just... I don't know, I just haven't seen anyone turn in that late. Wow, Crimson Sniper is very far back. I'm rooting for you, Crimson. These two have not really, like, gained or lost any time on each other, so it's been kind of a weird battle for the lead. But I'm sure this will kind of close up once they hit lap traffic. Lap traffic being on the back straight away. Ooh, there's Irate Pluto going wide again. Storm going to try and go down the inside of the 9. 9 not having much of any of it, but he will have to secede the position. Hunter, my boy, that is a lot of grass, not a lot of asphalt. I'll try to get back onto this. Our Denny has to park his car because he has missed a corner. And there you see, heading into 1. I think the only really counteraction to being on the inside, side by side, going into 1, is also the very thing that can cause a switchback, is you have to drive it in deep. But when it's done correctly, like the 9, where if you run them out of a little bit of space, maybe if you use up your car a little bit on the track, it allows you to minimize the efforts. Oh my goodness, the one just jumped out of nowhere. But but it does allow for you to kind of keep your car planted, and allows you to just drive away like that, because it doesn't allow them to get really close. And oh wow, while we were away, this gap has gotten much shorter. And well, now we have a fight for the lead as the 24's gone into the grass. Fight for now it seems to be over as the 24 has gone through the grass again. Now they're side by side there for the race lead off of turn 6. And to the line they go. Chase Asher is leading for the first time today. How about this? Is 2 weeks removed from seeing the Project 27 seeing its first ever win in competition. We're now seeing the Project 27 car in position to win another race on the season. Only the 17 car of Tomato and I think the 24 of Mole have multiple wins on the season. So only 2 other guys have multiple wins on the season. This team has a chance of getting more wins than, or be having tied for the most wins on the season. That is ridiculous. And honestly, awesome. I love it. Great to see the Project 27 team doing so well and able to put on such great drivers here. And for anyone that is interested in maybe driving the Project 27 or even getting into UTLR, go hit up UTLR Storm right here. You can see his username on the now viewing screen right above the B button. That's who you want to talk to mostly. He is a very great guy, and he will get you hooked up with what you need. That being said, we now move back into the race. We have, let's see, when Storm crosses the line there, Storm has 13 laps to go. Where is the leader? Okay, so they're already across the line. Wow, okay, so they're at 12 laps to go. They might lap Storm. Okay, that's not exactly good. So they're at 12 to go. Great. Chase Asher has lost that lead, so now he's fallen a little bit further back. And you can see they've caught the first lapper of Ardeni, and once they pass Ardeni a little whiles away, it becomes a lot more crowded up in the front. And CSP's like driving in so aggressively, just trying to find any time he can, but just with the front end damage, it just slows his car too much to really make up any time. He hasn't lost anything the Flash Champs there. As you see Ardeni being very respectful. Thank you, Ardeni. We love to see that kind of respect. Letting the leaders by. I mean, granted, it's probably the thing you're supposed to do, but nonetheless, you still got to show respect, you know. It's a lot of, it's a very smart thing to do. I was in a karting race last night, and the leader got wrecked by some idiot that was a lap car because he wanted to play bumper cars, and I was like, dude, what the heck? So I wrecked him. This is rental carts, but this is not like you built the cars. No, this is just like a rental cart place. And it was a rental cart league, so I don't know. I'm trying to make it sound a little better. It's not like I took a purpose-built cart and then like completely totaled it, like doing something stupid. And no, I did not get a penalty for it either. Ooh, the 9 is almost destroying loading in the cone club, which means hitting the cones and dying. Oh boy, they are closing in on Storm. Hey, there's the dude I'm watching the stream from. Also, yeah, by the way, interesting question. What camera do you guys use when you play NASCAR E5? This has always been like an interesting question for me. This is the camera I always use. I always use this very close front bumper camera. I don't really use bumper camera in any other game. This is the only game racing game I use front bumper camera. It's like there's a lot of different racing games where I use different cameras, and I don't know. Like some people use chase cam. That's probably the most common is to use chase cam. I like front bumper. I think it just allows me to be more in the action, see the corners a little better, see my lines, and honestly, I can't be distracted by seeing the rear get sideways. Granted, it does come with its like side effects. Granted, I can never see who's side by side with me. If they're like in my blind spot, or if they're like right on my quarter panel, I can never tell if I'm clear or not. So that's why I always have to be very careful, or ask like, am I clear, to the other guy. Little side tangent there. Battle for lead. This is gap has now grown a little bit here for the two leaders. And see, you sound a lot slower, and there is Hunter into the cone club with loading. Well, loading's not there anymore, but he's hit the cones. As when he crosses the line, Storm is crossing the line to hit 8 laps to go, but the leaders are now crossing the line to hit 7 laps to go. So it just goes to show you, like a few laps ago, we were at like 13, maybe like a minute or so ago. Now we're at like, it's already like lap 7 to go, or we got 7 to go. Race leader Tomato. This is second place of Chase Asher. Oh, big wiggle there from the 24 mole. And see, as they catch the lap traffic, loading lagged out. Okay, never mind. That's what. Okay, so now they've hit 6 laps to go there. I just want to see this just for reference. Storm is now catching lap traffic. Mole was last week's winner there at the Southern 500 or Southern 250. He did also win at Texas. So this would be going for his 3rd win on the season. Yeah, okay, just wanted to make sure of that. As there you see, Mole has now actually caught the one of Storm in a weird spot because he's also battling Drake. And oh my goodness, there you see him just cut through it like butter, man. Able to cut through the field so easily. The Project 27 car is going to have maybe a little bit more of an issue with that. As, well, at the line there, I just want to see what Storm says. Because, okay, so they're at 5 laps to go there. This 5 laps to go left in the race. And it's really just, it's all come down to the 27 versus the 24. You know, 3rd place of this SP. Where is SP? He is, well, I mean, he's like he's close. And when I say he's close, I mean he can see them. So that's a good thing. Usually it's a good thing to be able to see him as the 20 got loose into the 27. And obviously, 27 is going to be trying to surmount a comeback here as now they've hit 4 laps to go. Mole looking to extend, I believe, on his all-time wins list lead. And trying to give himself a bigger lead in the points with regular season champion rival Tomato having lagged out. And right now, Chase Asher may be racing for a future here in UTLR. Obviously, he's shown great skill tonight. He's shown what he can do on a road course like this, and, you know, love to see it and hope he's enjoyed his time here with him. And maybe he would like to cap it off with a win of his own. 3 laps to go remain in the race as the gap grows even larger between the two of them. It would probably take about a miracle, if that miracle being either Mole getting clapped by one of his teammates up ahead or him just completely spinning out for this 27 car to really take any issue. Through there you see 24 taking it so easy. Well, I mean, he is cutting it. I mean he's attacking the corner, but like he's taking it very softly through the on the gas. See, Ari Pluto and Hack are fighting aggressively, and I think Ari Pluto might choose to let him by. I'm not sure. 2 laps to go remain in the race. And so we go into 1 and 2. Now, this is probably not what the 24 wants to see because he can't really get around the 48 of Hack. He has to wait until out of these corners to really do anything. 1.5 laps to go. Where's the 27? He's found his way around the 3 of Brad Ranger, but you think his time might have ran out. He's going to have to maybe make up about a second in this lap. And hey, I mean, the 24 is still, he still has not gone away around the 48. Now he finally does. And the 27's actually closed up a massive margin through that. But here we go. Coming out of the final corner, the 24 will come to see the white flag. Last lap here at the Homestead Roval. Up ahead is his teammate of the 9 car, that being Ari Pluto. The gap has closed. Obviously, the 24 not being really held up by the 9. But here out of the corner, maybe he might. Out of turn 2. Gap is closed. Can the 27 do anything here as they enter into turn 3? Big send as they're side by side. Oh, the 24! He hit a spot. He cut the corner. And the game gave him a penalty. It shot him all the way off. Oh, no. And that'll mean coming out of the final chicane, the 27 of Chase Asher. First start and a first career win here in the UTLR Cup Series. Chase Asher wins at the Homestead Roval. Unbelievable. He did it earlier in the race, and he tried to be nice with his teammate going side by side. Just used too much of it, and he might have actually hit the inside wall. I'm not sure. But it's either he hit the inside wall or he got a corner cutting penalty. Regardless, it shot him all the way out, and that ruined his race. He will rebound for his 2nd place finish. SP 3rd, Flash Chance 4th, Kenny 5th, One Bad 6th, Crimson Sniper 7th, Ira Pluto 8th, Hack 9th, and Brad Ranger round out the top 10. Special shout out to Kenny getting a top 5 on a road course. Oh my goodness, sir. Well done. Crimson Sniper 2 on the 7th. But man, That is heartbreaking for the 24. And this man in the Project 27 car, Chase Asher, gets it done here in his first career start. How about that? Well done, my friend. Well freaking done. You will be hearing from the race winner. You'll also be hearing from the 24 of Mole and the 42 of SP. Wow. That was a race of all time. I think this does go on record as being our shortest race of the season. Cutting off about like 11 minutes of time before the race. This race took about like 53-ish minutes. Pretty short. Less than an hour. I'm asking Storm what exactly happened to Mole. I'm sure, we'll hear from Mole, so we'll hear what he has to say. Fastest lap credits goes to Crimson Sniper? Oh my goodness, that's awesome. Crimson Sniper with the fastest lap, baby. How about that? Okay, wow, that is a lot faster than their qualifying time said that was a 30. Oh, that's because it's on... Oh, it's because they were on the oval for the lap. So I guess it does go by the oval. Well, I mean, Mole told me, I was like, what happened to him? And he's like, you joked it. I'm like, but like, how? It's like, did he hit the wall? I want to know what happened to my man's. And you'll hear from him in a second. Let me get our top 3 finishers in here. Hello, Mole. Oh, it says unconnecting. All right. Hello, Mole. Hello, SP. I gave him an invite. Wait, is that what happened?
So, yeah, I think that's might have been why I got loose, but it happened when I was braking. So,
I
rarely went down in the
I
last.
thought it was corner cutting. Like I thought it was like a corner cutting penalty from the game. That's what I thought. Or you hit the wall.
No. I literally just got loose, but I think it's because I was sputtering. Because as soon as I got back to the gas, I was sputtering to the line.
Well, we'll be able to talk
Good
about
race by
that.
Chase, though. He raced very well. So.
Yeah, he'll be talking about that. He'll talk about that in the in your interview time. But hello, gentlemen. If you'll all include your audio, that would be much appreciated. We're gonna get it started off with our 3rd place finisher here of SP. SP, you got a copy?
Yeah, got a copy.
Well, sir, it was probably the most consistent of the bunch tonight here. First in stage 1, second in stage 2, and sadly a stage 3, a 3rd place finish in stage 3. I saw you got into the 24 there on the opening restart there of stage 3, and after that, just didn't seem like you had the pace to match the top 2. What happened there?
I just misjudged the braking zone. Alex is he doesn't take the corner in very deep, and I take it very deep. Just miscommunication between me and him. Obviously, it was more on my part. I should have expected a lift a little earlier there. And I did not, and I just plowed into the back of Alex and Mole and kind of ruined Alex's race a little bit. Mole got away, luckily, and was able to lead until the last half of the race, last half of the lap at the end of the race, I should say. And then Alex tried to wreck me there at the end, so there was that. But yeah, just trying to be consistent. Obviously, this is probably my best start to a year. Top 3 again. I finished second last week, got 3rd this week. So the finishes are there. I just kind of got to capitalize on these races. We're going to Richmond next week. Not very good there, but I mean, just keep looking at these top 5s. Consistency is going to make you through the playoffs, I think. You're going to have to win a few. Hopefully I can win a couple of these races. I know my win's coming, and see what happens. And just I feel bad for LRS. I want to say that too. I think LRS had this race won. He was definitely the fastest car, and Xbox decided to have a mid update, middle of the race, and kind of ruin his chances. So I mean that sucks for him. He should have been up there with Mole and Chase going for the win, but just unfortunate. But yeah, we'll look forward to next week at Richmond and see if we can beat Mole there because looks like he's got the hot hand right now. Although Chase did win, so congrats, Chase.
Yeah, and thank you, SP, here for taking the interview. And we will now move on to our second place finisher here of Mole. Mole, you got a copy?
Oh, yes, sir.
Well, my friend, you like after the second half of this race, you had the dominant car on the field. You're taking the lead, and you didn't really look back there. Although towards the end of stage number 3, it seemed to falter a little bit, and then ultimately on the final lap, just a freak incident there on the closing stages of the race. What happened there?
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened. I was trying to stay off of Pluto because I didn't want to get into him, so I kept it low. And then as soon as I went down to take the sharp turn into 3 there, it literally just spun on me. So I have a feeling that my car started to sputter as I was braking, and that's what happened. I'm not 100% sure. Felt like a choke job, but at the end of the day, Chase, he had a good car too. He was there. He could run with me all night, so he deserves the win. And I'm happy to see that Project 27's getting some drivers and getting them into victory lane. So, awesome moment for him. So he should be celebrated. And LRS, man, he would have been up here too. So hate it for him, but all in all, I'll take second place. Wish it was first, but second place will do. And we'll get him at Richmond. It'll be all good.
Yeah, and I was gonna follow up on that. Moving on to Richmond there. Obviously with Tomato being, well, I think lagging out of the race there, obviously opened up the door for you to gain a lot of points. What would your vision be towards this regular season title and then Richmond going into next week?
I think it's win, 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 win. That's all I can think right now. Richmond's a good track for me, so it's going to be definitely, I think, a good one for me. But we do have a Project 27 guy coming in that's pretty good, so I don't think it's going to be easy. And Tomato always battles me there too, so it'll be an interesting race going into Richmond. But hey, we got some more races after that I think I can be pretty dominant in as well. So just got to keep on looking forward.
Absolutely, man. Well, congratulations to you on a second place finish, my friend. You did a great job.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you.
As we will now move on here to our race winner here, Project 27 driver Chase Asher. Do you have a copy, my friend?
Yes, sir. What's going on?
What's going on, man? Well, you started deep off in the field to begin this race and siphed your way through it multiple times, and ultimately the win falls right into your lap there, and you are our second Project 27 winner. Man, how does that feel?
It's cool, man. I was looking forward to this race for a little while. I've heard a lot of good things about the group in the league, and that wasn't just rumors. Seeing the Discord, how seriously everybody takes it, and the drivers meeting, all that. This is definitely up there on, I'd say, my list of accomplishments on Heat 5 of things I'm most proud of. It was kind of a luck of the draw there on the last lap for sure, but just running a track that's as unique as this, and then being able to find some speed and run with some of the faster guys was a lot of fun. So all around a good experience in the Project 27 part for sure.
Yeah, and just want to tap into the experience. Obviously, you've been new around here. And this is your first race with us. So, how would you say you enjoyed your time here? Did you say make some friends along the way?
Yeah, no, it was good battling. It was honestly pretty impressed. I didn't know that there were no cautions the year before. So when they talked about that in the drivers meeting, I was like, wow, it's kind of impressive. I don't know if that's going to happen this year. We had a big field of guys, and it's just it's not even saying that bad drivers or anything, but it is a difficult track to get a bunch of cars are all around competitively, and we managed to do it all night. And from what I heard in the parties, there weren't any any real kerfuffles or anything like that. It seemed like a pretty good competitively ran race, man. And there were a couple of guys that had some good speed. It sounded like somebody lagged out that also had a good chance of winning, you know. So it's always nice when there's a multitude of guys that have a chance to win the race. It makes for entertaining race for us and for everybody watching, and hopefully for y'all in the booth.
Absolutely, man. Well, the floor is yours. If you wish to shout out anyone or say thank you to who you wish, man. You drove fantastically, man. The floor is yours.
Well, I will thank a couple people. I think first of all, Sean for life for I guess giving me the kick in the butt to try this because he knew I always liked Homestead. So I appreciate him opening the door for me. I want to thank everybody in Under the Lights Racing for welcoming me with open arms and being cool, getting me qualified, all that other stuff. Alex is really good, you know, dealing with my schedule and stuff, messaging me. So I really appreciate that. And on a completely like off the topic thing, I'd like to send a shout out to my good friends Vinny and Kaylee who got engaged this past weekend. So I will dedicate the Project 27 win to them and their future together. So that I appreciate you giving me a moment to do that. That's cool.
Absolutely, man. And congratulations to not only you but also well your friends. Hopefully they have a long-lasting life together, man. It sounds awesome.
Appreciate that, INF. And congrats again, man, to what's it called? Mole, he just dipped, but that, you know, it was super unfortunate, man. He, you know, was busting my ass there at the end, and I expected him to get that checkered, so that's super, super unfortunate. And SP was battling really hard too, man. So it was a lot of fun, man. I really, really, really do appreciate y'all having me.
Well, Chase Asher, excuse me. Congratulations to you on your first ever win here, and thank you so much for joining our hearty crew here for the Homestead Roval. We appreciate you.
Thank you, my brother. Y'all have a good night.
Yeah, you too. Well, that'll about do it for us here from the UTLR Cup Series. Tune in next week, same time as always, as our Cup drivers head down to Richmond here for some short track action under the lights. Going to be an amazing race, just like we had tonight. But for now, this has been INF signing off. Thank you all so much for tuning into this live broadcast of the UTLR Cup Series. And until next time, my friends, take it easy. Good night.